Imagine a Europe where 50 million people never died, where the medieval world never cracked open, where peasants stayed peasants, kings stayed gods, and the Renaissance never came. In the year 1347, a merchant ship docks at the Sicilian port of Messina. Its sailors are already dying, black swellings at their throats, fever burning through their veins. Within 5 years, the Black Death will kill between 30 and 60% of Europe's population. It is the single greatest demographic catastrophe in human history. But it is also something else, a great accelerator. The plague shattered the rigid feudal order, empowered surviving peasants who could now demand wages, weakened the church's spiritual monopoly, and cleared the ground for humanism, science, and eventually the modern world. But what if that ship never arrived? What if Yersinia pestis, the bacterium hiding in flea-bitten rats, burned itself out somewhere on the Asian steppe? No pandemic, no mass graves. Europe in 1347 simply continues. The peasants till the soil, the lords collect their dues, the Pope reigns supreme, history holds its breath and exhales unchanged. The first decade looks deceptively peaceful, but Europe is already a tinderbox. By 1347, the continent is dangerously overpopulated. Famine is recurring, soil exhaustion plagues the countryside. Without the plague's brutal correction, hunger deepens. The Great Famine of 1315 was just the prelude. Now smaller famines compound year after year. With no labor shortage, peasants have no leverage. Wages stay rock bottom. Serfdom tightens rather than collapsing. The English peasants' revolt of 1381 never happens, because the conditions that birthed it, empowered survivors demanding rights, never exist. The 100 Years' War drags on, but with fuller armies and fuller treasuries, it grows even bloodier. The Church, untouched by the spiritual crisis the plague unleashed, retains absolute moral authority. Heretics are burned. Questions are silenced. Across the next century, stagnation hardens into something worse. Without labor scarcity, there's no incentive to invent labor-saving technology. The printing press, when it arrives, finds a church strong enough to control it. No Martin Luther, or if a Luther emerges, he's quietly executed, his theses ash. The Reformation never fractures Christendom. Italian city-states, still bound to feudal obligations and papal authority, never bloom into Renaissance powerhouses. No Medici patronage of rebellion, no Leonardo unbound. Meanwhile, the Ottomans, facing a unified and rigid Europe, push deeper into the Balkans. The age of exploration is delayed by generations. Europe is too poor, too crowded, too controlled to gamble on oceans. When Columbus's equivalent finally sails, the Americas may already be claimed by another power entirely. Today, in this timeline, Europe is a continent of stratified kingdoms ruled by ancient bloodlines. The Catholic Church remains the supreme spiritual and political authority on earth. Science exists, but as a servant of theology, not its rival. Democracy is a fringe philosophy. Industrial revolution, delayed by 2 centuries, or never sparked at all, the global population is smaller, technology slower, knowledge guarded. English may not be a global language, the United States may not exist, the world is older, quieter, and far more obedient. So ask yourself, was the Black Death the worst tragedy in human history, or the catastrophe that set us free?